Hey, what's up guys, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and if you're not, I hope I can make it a little bit better. So, welcome back to Anime Making 3 guys. Today I'm going to be giving you part 18 of What If Naruto Was Betrayed by Hagoromo. Remember to get this one to 200 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new series, What If Naruto Had the Rene Tenseigan. And over on Anime King, I post a new series as well, What If Naruto Was a God of Lightning, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. And you already know new series to come, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy guys. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime Making family. And thank you for all for helping us support, and yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So the last spot we left off, the citizens of the Hidden Leaf, the civilians, were panicking at the moment. Things were bad, really bad, as a giant, eight-tailed monster was making its way towards the village. But it was stopped to their surprise. Yes, the person that stopped it was none other than Naruto himself, as he was taking on the Eight Hills, not to mention the Raikage and the remaining Kumo forces outside. Naruto was blown back by the beast as he was crash-landed into the stadium. Jiraiya tried to stop him, but Naruto already shot off, bringing down golden lightning from the sky that electrocuted the Eight Tails. As Naruto took on the rest of the forces, the Raikage was shocked. He couldn't believe what was going on. This boy, yes, this boy, he's simply a brat. How is he standing up to him and his forces? As the Eight Tails also told B to not hold back as he started to charge a Biju bomb. At that moment, Jiraiya quickly went through Hansan as he was about to summon all the toads possible to help out. But Naruto allowed his staff to liquefy and went around his body as he charged right towards the massive explosion as the thing ignited. But Naruto started to consume it, absorbing the energy as everyone was shocked, rocketing out of it as the One Tail tried to attack Naruto. But Sasuke and Mito had that covered, as the both of them were riding on top of Gamabunta as they took care of that, as they lead it away so Naruto wouldn't have to fight two at once. Taking on the Eight Tail, Naruto started to form a ball of pure condensed energy. It was mixed with all kinds of nature, power, wind, water, lightning, lava, all types that shouldn't even be able to mix together. It was vile and out of control as he slammed it inside the massive Eight Tail. B was sailed across the village inside his ATL form to crash land over to the other side of the woods. As that was going on, Mito was able to talk to Gaara, seeing that she knocked him out of that state. She was able to convince Sasuke not to kill him, as she spoke to Gaara to convince him to change. As Gaara and his siblings end up leaving, thanks to Mito allowing them to leave. But things weren't so good for Killer B, as Naruto felt the urge as he started to rip the Eight Tails right out of B. The Raikage then landed. Seeing that B has been with the Eight Tail for so long, he was able to cling on for a moment or two. But right in front of the Raikage's face, Naruto snapped B's neck and threw the body over to him. Darui told the Raikage not to charge, seeing that things were bad now. They lost their two Jinchurikis, and not to mention, they were being surrounded. Konoha ninjas were coming, so they had to flee. The Raikage stared dead in Naruto's eyes and promised him that he would kill him. That he fled as Naruto dropped to the ground. His body was, well, not hurt, but the amount of energy absorbed from that Biju bomb was taking a toxin and trying to strain his coils. So he just lied there, allowing it to settle inside his body. Inside the seal, the Eight Tail came face to face with Otsutsuki Naruto as he ripped the Eight Tail away from his consciousness. He was going to undo all that Hagoromo did. It was another way to make him suffer for sealing him away. Time passed after that as Orochimaru had fled. Sarutobi was dead. As they went to the funeral, Nothing was said or done about the San or Kumo yet, or the Sound, given that they didn't have a Hokage. The elders spoke to Jiraiya, but he didn't want to take the job. But there was another problem. Jiraiya told them that he would go and find the Hokage. As he told about Tsunade, she had the right lineage for it. But there was a problem. The girl, Yugito, has been taken. And none of them can take her back because the one that took her was none other than Naruto. Not to mention the Namikaze estate with the security seals there. For one thing, they couldn't enter the estate. But for the other thing, they would have to get by Naruto to get her. And he had her inside the house, and they couldn't get in. As the elders were pissed off. Just because this boy is strong doesn't mean that he runs the village. That still begs the question, who is gonna go there and take her? So yeah guys, so it's basically last we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check out for yourself. So what do you say in this new episode? The place that she was in looked like some sort of basement. She looked over at him as he was just sitting there in a chair, his face completely calm. She did not know what happened. The last thing she remembered was fighting him and getting knocked out. She still couldn't believe that he had the power to defeat her. His eyes were normal once again, no longer red. Those eyes that Nibi told her about the Rinnegan. His normal blue eyes looked at her. Where am I? She finally asked. Oh, this is the secret room of the house, said Naruto as he looked around. Seems my father created this place to be his own secret study. As she glanced around and she saw the books, and the shelves, and the scrolls as well. Why would you bring me here? She asked. Well, I took you, said Naruto. I figured soon enough they would come for you. But it doesn't matter, I'm not handing you over. You took me? From where? Well, the village. Come on, don't tell me you're surprised, said Naruto. After all, you must have known about the invasion, you being a Jinchuriki and all. As she flinched just the slightest, making her to smile. So you did know? Jeez, I thought we had at least became a bit of friends. And why would that change anything? She said. It was orders. Assuming that you know about it, that means it happened. So why am I here? What happened? She said. Well, for one thing, you're under my control now, said Naruto with a smile. And we're all alone as he got to his feet. And for your crimes against the village, I sentence you to become my slave. Her eyes widened. He can't be serious. As you can feel at the moment, you can't feel their chakra. So, there's no way for you to resist. She started to move back slowly in the bed. Resist against what? She said. Oh. Well, think about it. What would someone do to you? A wonderful girl like you, unable to protect or fight back against it. Her eyes widened. You wouldn't, she said. Oh, wouldn't I? As he started to step forward, she started to panic until he started to laugh. As he sat back down, it's just a joke, he said. Calm down. As she was all frantic on her face. As Naruto looked at her. What is the matter with you? She asked. Joking about something like that. Now. And why are you keeping me here? And what is going on? She asked. Well, your village is, well, not destroyed yet. What do you mean yet? Well, I plan to go there myself one of these days. They don't really think that they're gonna get away for what they did to Konoha, right? You really think that you can stand up to the entire village alone? She said to him. As she looked down. Given that I'm here, and at the moment I can't fight back, I'm guessing that you're gonna forcefully take the Nibi away from me. When they finally catch you. Catch me, said Naruto. Well, you said you stole me. If I'm not mistaken, I should be in the rights of the envoys right now. To be in prison. So I'm gonna be dead soon anyways, she said. Guess I messed up. You know, your Raikage didn't seem to care about you at all, said Naruto. I'm not surprised, she said. See no point in hiding anything because she was going to be dead very soon. I was always just a tool to him, a weapon to be used. But I guess he protected me to the fullest that he could. Oh, you mean the ATL, said Naruto. Yes. Oh, he's dead. Yugito blinked in surprise and confusion. He's what? I told you he's dead. Don't believe me? I personally removed the ATL from him myself. Yugito looked at Naruto. So, would you be quiet so I can tell you what happened? Well, first of all, Your friend, the octopus, and the Raikage tried to attack the village, but I stopped them. She looked at him as she didn't say a word. I ended up removing the Raikage's arm, just one though. He had to flee in the end after I killed his brother. I assumed that it was his brother the way he acted. Well, the octopus man also said bro. After I extracted the 8 tails, he was still living, so I snapped his neck and threw his body to him. He warned me that he was gonna kill me one day. Well, I'd like to see him try. And then I took you, said Naruto. So yeah, that's what pretty much happened. As for the sand and the sound, they end up retreating. My sister and the Uchiha end up defeating the Shikaku. Well, we lost the Hokage, said Naruto. But everything else is fine. Yugito mind tried to process all of that at once, still not believing what he said was a reality. You took on the Raikage and killed her yourself? The words finally slipped out of her mouth. Yes, said Naruto. If you haven't noticed, I'm strong. Very, very strong. Well, you've witnessed that firsthand in our battle. Or wasn't it you that was in control of the Nebe when you transformed? I was, she said. Well, so you can understand how that happened, said Naruto. He made his way towards her. As she looked at him, she realized she was at his complete mercy before the black chain around his neck started to break apart as it formed into a staff that he held onto before he tapped her in the head with it. Suddenly, her eyes widened as something was moving under her shirt. She looked down as she saw the thing. It was a strange, black, liquefied orb as it turned solid as it went towards the staff. She then felt it, her control over her chakra returning. What was that, she said. Just a little insurance so you don't go crazy once you just wake up, said Naruto. She quickly jumped to her feet as she went into a fighting stance. But Naruto had his back turned to her before his staff simply broke away. His back turned to her as he was leaving himself wide open. I suggest you stand down. Why should I? You just told me that you injured my Raikage and also took a tail beast from my village. And you have me captive at the moment. And you have stupidly enough give me back my chakra. I will not. Naruto turned slowly. Be quiet, he said, as his eyes flared to life. She stepped back, breaking her stance. As Naruto calmed himself. Sorry, just a bit on edge, said Naruto as he looked towards her. You know, in all fairness, I should be killing you right now. You're part of the group that plotted to attack my village. And yet, I let you go. And even allow you to stay in my house, said Naruto. So, at least, show me the respect I deserve, he said to her. She felt her body trembling just by a few mere words as she went quiet. Follow me, said Naruto as he started to walk off. She had no other choice but to follow him, not knowing what to do, so she followed behind him. They made their way up a flight of stairs before they stopped in front of a door. Placing his hand on the door, she watched as a strange, sealing formula that she has never seen before spread out across the door before a clicking sound could be heard. As he stepped outside as she came out with him, they were now in a hallway, a rather long, vast hallway. She found her voice. Where are we? This is my house, said Naruto. She blinked and looked around. Yeah, pretty big, isn't it, said Naruto. Well, you should know, we're rich, he said, as he started to walk off once again. She quickly followed behind him, not knowing what else to do. She would just wait for a chance so she could escape, because she needed to get out of here, and need to go back home. Despite she knew that she failed her mission, she got herself captured, and even defeated before the invasion started. It would be bad. Very, very bad for her. They might even remove Nibi from her, and give it to someone else. Raikage once threatened her about that. But she still had to return home. She was a Kumo ninja. She couldn't stay here in the Hidden Leaf after what her village has done. She was sure that one boy could not protect her. She shook her head. What was she thinking? Why would she rely on his protection? She was not a weak, worthless Kunoichi. She was a strong Kunoichi that fight for what she believed in and her village. She then heard footsteps as she looked up, as he was immediately hugged. What took you so long? A sweet voice said, as she looked to see a girl hugging him. Black hair, black eyes. I just had a little chat with this one, said Naruto. Haku looked behind Naruto. So what now? Are you just releasing her? Well, I freed her chakra, said Naruto. But she should know well enough that if she tries anything stupid, it won't end well. Yugito gulped at the threat. She indeed wasn't going to try anything stupid. She would just buy her time until she can leave. I did what you instructed. All of the security seals are activated. What about Mito? She's the only one that can get through them. But strangely enough, I hadn't seen her since this morning when she head out to meet up with Sasuke. I'll go find her, said Naruto. I need you to keep an eye on this one for me, okay? As he looked at Haku. What about the envoys, he said. They're still outside. The moment you step foot outside the gate, I believe they will arrest you. You see what I put myself through for you, said Naruto as he looked back at Yugito. I never asked you to. Well, I never asked, said Naruto. Then why? Why, with your wrists, you going up against your village? For me. I saved them from a giant octopus, and the Raikage, and so many more ninjas. They should at least respect my name enough. Allow me to do what the hell I want, said Naruto. Naruto-sama, aren't you taking things a bit too far? Asks Haku. No, they should really know the difference between strengths, said Naruto. As he looked at Haku, raised his hand, he placed on her chin. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine, he said. A small blush came in her face as he leaned down and kissed her right there. Yugito turned her head, but they weren't stopping. He wasn't stopping, as Haku started to relish in the kiss as well, until Naruto finally broke apart. That should be enough till later, he said. I'll be back soon, okay? Yes, Naruto-sama, she said. And with that, Naruto left. So, said Haku as she looked over towards Yugito. Hungry? Meanwhile, Naruto made his way outside. He spread his senses around, as he could feel the envoys retreating. What happened, he wondered. Suddenly, he saw someone approaching the gate as he made his way. And it was Sasuke. Naruto made his way. Where's my sister, he asked. That's what I came to talk to you about. They took her. Sasuke said, panting a bit. Naruto's eyes narrowed dangerously. Who? He asked. The envoys, Sasuke said. As Naruto released a breath at that, he thought it was the other invading village. For a moment there, he thought that he would have to go to the hidden cloud and slaughter everyone there. As his mood quickly returned back to normal. Why are you so calm about this? They told her that she had to come immediately. She wanted to go back home. But they stopped her. Don't worry, I know the reason, said Naruto. It's not like they're gonna hurt her in the first place. I'm going there myself now. As Naruto stepped outside, closing the gate behind him, the seal reactivated. Jiraiya landed. Just the person I was looking for, said Jiraiya. I don't have time, old man, said Naruto. Jiraiya's eyebrow twitched. Old man, he said. Being alone for some time now. Jiraiya did not know what Naruto did because Jiraiya was thinking about how he would convince Naruto to come with him and try to, reunite with the kid. So, the council members hadn't told him because he wasn't there. As Naruto started to walk, hey, what's going on? Asked Jiraiya. Well, the council took my sister. Jiraiya was confused. Why? Oh, because I took the Jinchuriki, he said. Jiraiya blinked in confusion. What do you mean you took the Jinchuriki? Well, that girl one, said Naruto. Why? Jiraiya asked. Don't know, said Naruto, as he continued to walk. Jiraiya blinked and see if he was dreaming or something, or if this kid was real. But, indeed, it was reality. Sasuke was walking with Naruto making his way as well. Jiraiya quickly went after them. Naruto ignored Jiraiya the entire way, not answering his questions, as he was getting on Jiraiya's nerves. But he was going to the council room as well. He wanted to know what the hell was going on. Making his way, Naruto wasted no time. Kicking open the door, all eyes turned towards him. Jiraiya sighed at Naruto's attitude towards the village in a whole. Everyone was in there, all of them gathered. Seems like they were having a quick meeting. Well, the discussion of the newly appointed Hokage that was going to happen. Jiraiya was confused that he was not told about this. As they came inside, the man that was speaking stopped speaking. It was none other than Danzo. Mito's eyes light up as she saw her brother and Sasuke and her godfather there. She was taken here, saying that being here her brother would come, as she didn't know what the hell was going on herself. As Naruto never told Mito that he took Yugito. Brother, she said as she walked over to him, as no one tried to stop her like the last time when she wanted to leave. The two elders all focused on Naruto. Jiraiya-sama, Koharu said. I never knew that you were still here. Yes, I was just looking for this one to bring along with me. Jiraiya looked at the two of them. You're taking the both of them? Said Koharu. Jiraiya nodded. I'm not going anywhere, said Naruto. Jiraiya sighed. That is what I want to talk to you about, kid. We're gonna be... Before that, said Naruto. I'm guessing that you're responsible for taking my sister, he said, as he looked towards the elder. As that old woman always gets on his nerves. Look, you were a big part of helping the village against the threats recently. But that doesn't give you the authority to do as you please, boy. How dare you? Take the prisoner from the cells. Taking her under your custody. What gives you the right to do that? Naruto looked around the room at the clan heads. Seems like they were discussing about who to become the next Hokage. Without the Hokage here, which one of you is in charge, Naruto asked. All of them start to look from each other, as Danzo started to look around as well. That question seemed to baffle them a bit. Before any of you say anything, said Naruto, that is exactly what I'm talking about. If you are in charge, and soon to be clan head myself, you can't really tell me what to do. And if I take a prisoner under my custody that I myself defeated, that doesn't concern any of you. Seeing that we're not going after Kumo, or the Sand, or the Sound at the moment, how does this concern you, said Naruto. But, said Koharu, but she didn't actually know what to say. It isn't right, she said same way. You can't be holding the unstable Jinchuriki. She's not unstable, said Naruto. She has full control. She will no doubt try to escape the village. I already let her know that she can, said Naruto. And besides, she can't leave the Namikaze compound without me or Mito's help. So if that's it, I'll be taking my leave now, said Naruto as he started to walk away. He was stopped though. Wait. As Naruto turned, what do you intend to do with her? Asked Shikaku as he looked at Naruto. Oh, nothing, said Naruto. She wasn't really involved in this too much. Her village was. She's more like a prisoner of war. Given that I'm the one who killed that 8-tailed Jinchuriki. The room froze for a moment. You killed him? Said Hayashi as he looked towards Naruto. Yeah, said Naruto. After all they've done, and not to mention the old man, they deserve much worse. I also took the Raikage's arm, so I'm guessing that sooner or later he will be back for more. Having someone like Yugito on our side would be a big help. Now, said Naruto, completely ignoring the rest of them as he turned towards Jiraiya. What the hell do you want? Jiraiya sighed. I want you to accompany me to go and find next Hokage. Why? Not just you, both you and Mito. New Hokage already, said Sasuke. Who is it? Well, it's my former teammate. You mean Tsunade-sama, right? Said Mito. Yes, of course, said Jiraiya. Did you think he meant the snake, said Naruto. That would be just plain idiotic. Hey, it's not like I know much about his teammate, said Mito. Well, let's go, brother. It will be fun, he said. Not to mention, it will be a big help in bringing the new Hokage to this village. Naruto sighed. How long is it gonna take, he asked. I have things to do, you know. Like what, Jiraiya asked. Things that are more important than this, said Naruto. More important than finding the Hokage? Jiraiya asked him once again. Well, yeah, said Naruto. Come on, brother, just let's go. It might be fun. Oh, let's bring Sasuke along with us as well. And make it a road trip, said Mito. As Jiraiya eyebrow twitched, he wasn't planning on all of this. But if there was one person that can get Naruto to go, it was Mito. Sasuke simply shrugged. Alright, fine, said Naruto. I'll come. As he started to walk off. Wait, Homura said. We cannot just let you leave like that, with the Jinchuriki in your custody. You should know, there are security measures at the Namikaze household to, well, harm anyone from getting in. And plus you have to break the barrier. And you all know that my father was a master in Fuinjutsu. And the thing is, it's keyed into our blood. So I'm not worried about you getting in. And if you want to force me, get off your old ass and try, said Naruto as he started to walk again. That left them all speechless. As the two elders were fuming, Jiraiya simply shook his head. This kid was just making things worse on himself. He can't imagine how this situation would be when the kid becomes clan head. That would be bad. Yes, very, very bad. With that, the group made their way off as Sasuke went to go and pack. They're gonna take most likely a month to find Tsunade, as Jiraiya had a few tips but he didn't know exactly where she was. As Naruto and Mito went back home, To believe that we're gonna have a female Hokage. That's gonna be new, huh? Perhaps, said Naruto. Tell me again, why did you take the girl? Huh. One of those perfect thing moments. And I kinda feel like it. You know, you're getting more and more arrogant as they pass, said Mito. Guess I'll have to beat you up one of these days. To let you understand that I run things here. As she punched him in the arm lightly. Oh, sorry, Mito-sama, said Naruto. I apologize dearly. Yeah, you better, she said. Now come on, let's go packing. As Naruto simply laughed. Meanwhile, the council room. As Danzo was sitting there, hearing the two elders, until Tasumi spoke. Well, the boy has shown that the place is impenetrable to break in. How much envoys have you sent there already? Even the commander told you that it's useless, said Tasumi. If you want to go and get her, why don't you go and get her yourself? As she looked towards the elders, tired of their bullshit. Well, you can't get in here, said Koharu. Once the Hokage is been elected, all of this will be sorted out. Given that that boy is soon to become a clan head, he seemed to not really care about our opinions. And, for a fact of things, he was able to defeat the 8-tailed Jinchuriki and the Raikage in his own, not to mention a bulk of Kumo ninjas. Which one of us really can stop him? When you look up to it, it doesn't matter. He's still a Konoha shinobi, and he must hereby follow by the rules. But it doesn't seem like you want to follow by any of them, said Inoichi. That boy is out of hand. For once I agree with you. I also think it's quite dangerous to allow him to have a Jinchuriki from another village under his care, when she should be with the correct care. But what exactly are we gonna do about it? Asked Tasumi. Well, you already said it, said Shikaku, not wanting any of this to escalate too far. Wait until the Hokage arrives, and then everything will be sorted out. He not only has the power, but he also has Jiraiya on his side as well. It seems like he doesn't have a problem with it as well. But I'm sure that you'll be going here to see the Jinchuriki himself. Jiraiya is a seal master, so he should be able to put things in a wise perspective to make sure nothing goes against the village. But that still doesn't change the situation about this boy. He's becoming rather unstable, said Choza. He doesn't listen to anything that we say. Given that most of our clans have united and we outrule him when we talk, but he doesn't seem to care. Yes, and that is why we have to do something about it, Homura said. This boy must be stopped before things get too bad. Before he even start to outright defy the Hokage. What are you all saying here? Asked Shikaku, as this was getting way out of hand. Naruto is not a bad person, Hayashi said, speaking for the first time. He's arrogant, but not a bad person. And he's also respectful when you look at it. But he only respects people that show proper respect as well. Referring to him as boy, and forcing him with your superiority act. He knows that you don't have any say over the clan heads. That is why he doesn't respect you too. As he looked at two elders, not to mention, that boy have shown immense growth. And every single time he seemed to be popping up with something new. As you all have witnessed, his eyes were different when he was facing off against that Jinchuriki. As most of you suspected, theorists, most of you believe that it's impossible. Because those eyes are supposed to be a myth. Yes, they are, said Homura. Those eyes can't be really that. One boy like him wouldn't possess eyes like that. But then what else? Well, when he returns, we'll have to go over it more thoroughly, said Shikaku. For now, isn't this meeting over? He asked. As he was so over this, he just wanted to go home and probably get some sleep. But he knew he would not, given all the tragic, troublesome things that were going on. And not to mention the missions have to be piled out for the helping of the repair of Konoha. He released a long sigh. It was going to take a while before things were falling into proper sync. Meanwhile, Jiraiya was standing in front of the girl. So you're telling me you have no intentions to attack Konoha? Jiraiya said, as he looked at her sternly. No, I don't wish to die, she said to him. And I knew, if I try, I won't make it past the village entrance. Smart, said Jiraiya, as he looked rather serious. He was really against this idea of Naruto keeping her here. This was bad, stupid and idiotic. But the thing about this place was, it seems that Naruto found it out. There was a central seal command that could use to suppress powers of the demons, linking on to different chakra sources. Even Mito felt it as well the moment she entered. The place was inside Minato's study, and Naruto had activated. She couldn't even talk to Nibi while she was standing here. It didn't affect her chakra, but she couldn't access Nibi's power, so she had no right but to obey at the moment. At least, that could keep her confined. And Haku was here as well. And Haku was rather nice, Jiraiya could say. And calm and peaceful. So he was sure that things wouldn't escalate. And not to mention she couldn't leave without Naruto or Mito letting her leave. So yeah, that was another thing. As Naruto then came out, he walked out as he sealed away the scroll inside his arm. Mito handed him a scroll as he sealed away inside his arm as well. She smiled. Thanks, she said. I see you're getting good at Fuinjutsu, said Jiraiya as he walked over. Naruto did not know why, but he hated Fuinjutsu for some reason. And that hate made him want to learn it, so he can learn to counter seals. Despite being strong, seals can always weigh you down. For some reason that was on his mind recently, so he was working on how to change and activate different seals. Well, seems her father was a seal master after all. There are lots of notes about things he could do. Yeah, Minato was a prodigy when it comes to sealing. After all, that one on Mito's stomach, it's quite well defined. Hey, said Naruto as he turned towards Yugito. We'll be back in a month. A month? She said. Yeah, we have things to deal with. So get along nice with Haku, okay? Everything here can sustain you, so there's no reason for you to leave. Yugito simply nodded. Jiraiya was surprised about how submissive she was. Well, there was one reason, actually. Yugito knew that things wouldn't be so better inside of custody. Yes, after all, if she was brought to the Anbu custodies, things wouldn't be so better. She wouldn't even be able to go outside. She knew that. She wouldn't get to eat what she wants. Or even cook. He was trusting her to cook. That was strange. Or even have anyone to talk to. And also they would force information out of her, which she didn't feel like going through torture at the moment because, despite things that she went through, she was still not that easy to give out on Kumo and tell them their secrets. So that is why she simply nodded and accepted her fate. A hand then placed on her shoulder as she turned to see the warm, kind smile of Mito. I'm glad that we're all getting along. Perhaps we could be friends, Mito said. When you come back we'll talk, okay? As Mito turned back towards Naruto. So, all ready, she asked. Yeah, said Naruto. Haku then came out. As her face looked rather sad. Don't worry, Haku, said Mito. We'll be back before you even know it. Well, a month is still a long time, Haku said. But, I know that you have your duties. Mito then hugged her. Don't worry, we'll be back soon, okay? Everything's gonna be perfectly alright. And when we come back, we'll have a female Hokage. The first one in history. Mito said a big smile. Haku nodded as she walked up to Naruto. Well, I'll see you in a month, Naruto-sama, she said. Naruto held onto her hand as he went off. Where you guys going, asked Mito. I'll be back, said Naruto as he went around the corner. Jiraiya let out a perverted giggle. Seems like he's kissing his girlfriend goodbye. Don't start your pervness now, pervy sage. Jiraiya simply giggled to himself. As Sasuke made his way, you guys ready to go, he asked, as the gate was wide open. Yugito narrowed her eyes. As she glanced, Naruto was gone. Jiraiya was busy talking to Mito. Sasuke was walking in. This could be her chance. Her legs stiffened as she was about to move. You are a weapon for this village. You will be nothing more than a weapon to serve, to die, risk your life to serve this village and the Raikage. Do you understand me? Those words ring through her head. Her body then froze up, allowing Sasuke to close the gate behind him. Once Mito was near the vicinity, and allowed it, as she could feel the pressure of the seals. It was all around. This was quite complex. It was tied to her blood. Sasuke could enter, but if she didn't want it to, no one else could enter. Yugito stood there. She wondered, why did she run? Why didn't she try to escape? Until Naruto came back with Haku. Haku was blushing red. But kissing was not the only thing that they did around there. He also told her something, as she gave him a firm nod. So with that, the group left. As Haku turned towards Yugito. Well, I guess I should give you a tour, if you're gonna be staying here. As Yugito simply looked at the mansion in front of her. It was really large. You couldn't even see the full estate from where you were. Alright, come on, she said. We aren't gonna be back for a while. And being alone really sucks. So I guess it's good to have a friend. Yugito didn't know why, but she just decided to ask. Is he your boyfriend? The reason was because Naruto saved her. And why would a, girl allow their man to save another girl like that? And don't seem jealous at all. Well, me and Naruto-sama. Why do you call him Sama? Is he like your master or something? Blush spread across Haku's face, as Yugito realized that this girl was into master sub-play. Well, he likes it, and I likes it, so it's okay, Haku said. But, if we're boyfriend and girlfriend? Something like that. We haven't made anything official yet, but I like him, she said, as she had a blissful smile on her face. Yugito saw that this girl liked him, but he asked her for a kiss while they were out in the field. Yes, he asked her for a kiss. Why would he try to cheat on her? Unless he didn't see things so serious. Or was he just playing her? Yugito wondered. Why did she even care, she thought to herself. The group had met Kakashi on the way, as he informed him. Kakashi had to stay at the village like most others. After all, they didn't know if they were going to be attacked ever again. Having Naruto not here was a big loss though, but they were sure that the Raikage and the San especially, along with the Sound Moon trying things stupid, they lost a lot of many heavy hitters. So he was sure that the village of the Hidden Cloud will cool down for now. As for the moment, the Raikage smashed his fist through a chair, breaking to pieces. The man was furious. He lost more ninjas than he thought. Yes, a great amount of number. Not to mention his two Jinjulkis were now gone. His brother was killed right in front of his eyes, and he was unable to stop it. The man had burned an image of Naruto into his mind. He couldn't wait for a day that he grabbed that boy by his throat and snapped his neck. The boy even leaving a battle scar, as he had one arm, as he still couldn't believe one boy was so powerful. Suddenly, Daru walked into the office. Sir, he says he handed over the report. The Raikage frowned at numbers. This was the full estimate of how many ninjas they lost in that battle. He didn't bring the full force. A lot of them had come back injured, and a lot of them had been killed. That boy, he was the most cause for all of this. Daru then handed over another report. This is what we were able to gather. The Raikage flipped through the report. It was information about Naruto, Genin of Konoha. There was a lot of things that he has done. Even his fight with Zabuza. Information was on it. This information was given to them before, but he thought nothing of it. Yes, it was from the Hina Sound, from the snake. Ninjas they should possibly watch out for. But he thought nothing of it at all, because he was just a brat, and look what that caused him. His arrogance got the better of him. He would never allow that to happen again. As he looked over the file, Mito Uzumaki, his sister. A grim look came on Raikage's face. This boy snapped his brother's neck right in front of him. He should experience that same pain as well. Meanwhile, the group was making their way. Mito was smiling because things have changed drastically. Her brother and her being the one that took on the heavy hitters, meaning the tail beasts. The villagers were smiling at them and waving, saying good morning and hello. Most of them, even the kids, brought her flowers and thanked her for helping the village. That is what she always hoped for. For them to see her as shinobi that she was, the kunoichi, the powerful one that she was. But her brother, on the other hand, didn't really care for them, as he simply glared at them all. He didn't seem like that attention at all. At the moment, Naruto's eye was twitching. We been through 3 villages already. Where is this damn woman, he said. Calm down, Jiraiya said. I told you I only got the rough speculation that she was around this area. I told you that she was a big gambler, so we'll have to check all the casino areas. The next place we're going is Tanzukagai. It's not too far from here. While we're walking, those eyes of yours. Can I see them, Jiraiya said. Why, Naruto asked. I'm just curious. I know of a legend. It has to be, Sasuke said. Huh? Said Jiraiya. Turned towards Sasuke. I don't know what the hell is wrong with him, but he's always showing up things and doing things that are impossible. First it was a Byakugan, then it was a Sharingan, and now it's a legendary eye. As Sasuke released a sigh. What? Jealous? Naruto asked. Why the hell should I be? Because my eyes are better than yours. Sasuke activated his three-totem Sharingan. Oh, wow. Big bad Sharingan, said Naruto. What you gonna do with it? Before he activates his Rinnegan. Do you see the difference now? My Rinnegan is a lot better than your Sharingan. Wait, how do you know the name? Asked Jiraiya. The name? What are you talking about? Said Naruto. You just said it. Said what? You did, brother. You said Rinnegan. I did. Naruto looked at him confused. Brother, you alright? Asked Mito. Yeah, I'm fine, said Naruto. So this concludes it. It is indeed the Rinnegan. These eyes belong to a certain myth. A myth? Said Naruto. Well, there's a legend of a man that is known to be the god of a shinobi world. A god? Said Sasuke. Is this true or just false? Well, the rumors said that he was real. The sage of the sixth path. A god that used to walk amongst men. The first user of chakra. Naruto held on to his forehead. What's wrong, Mito asked. Just a little headache, said Naruto. As he removed his hand and placed it behind him. He didn't know what the hell was going on, but his hand was shaking just after hearing that name. As he tried to calm himself, taking several deep breaths. Jiraiya narrowed his eyes as he saw Naruto doing that. As Naruto didn't know where this rage came from, but his sense of rage just slammed into him with so much force. He had to calm himself. Jiraiya was watching Naruto with a keen eye. He's been doing that lately now. To observe Naruto, to see things out of the ordinary. And that was one sign right there. Seems your stupid eyes are giving you problems, said Sasuke. Huh, you're just jealous, said Naruto. Sasuke simply clenched his fists. Indeed, yes, he was jealous. But he has proven himself to be a strong ninja so far. He faced off against a giant one-tailed demon, even though Naruto was able to best at 8-tail by himself. Still, he and Mito faced off against a demon, and they were able to defeat Gaara. Mito was the one that saved Gaara's life because she stopped Sasuke from killing him. As the group continued on with their journey. Hey, Mito, said Jiraiya. I was planning on teaching you while we were on this other trip. Teaching me? What, a new jutsu? A new fighting style? Yes, a new jutsu. Whoa, said Mito. So what is it? What is it? She asked, eager to learn. Well, this was a jutsu that your father created himself. As Naruto narrowed his eyes at that, Jiraiya smirked. Yes, now he was going to drag his attention. Jiraiya held out his hand as a ball of chakra form. The Rasengan, said Naruto. Jiraiya blinked. What? How did you... You knew I live in his house, right? I saw it in his notes. He created after seeing a Biju bomb from a tail beast. And you stole it, said Naruto. I didn't steal it, said Jiraiya. I learned it from him. So he was like your teacher. Huh. And you act to be this powerful, wise sage, when you're nothing but a student. Hey, it's a collab thing, Jiraiya said. I teach him a few things and he taught me this. Well, I learned on my own after he showed me, so you don't have to go and brag about it like that. So how do I do it, said Mito. Jiraiya went through hand signs he summoned. Balloons. What the hell, said Mito. Well, there are 3 steps in learning Rasengan, and I'm going to be teaching you the entire way. Jiraiya waited for Naruto to say something else, but he did not. And Sasuke was too busy, looking ahead, not paying them any mind, as Jiraiya's eyebrow twitched. And with that, they continued on with their journey. They arrived at a first town before Tansukagai that Jiraiya almost forgot about. After searching, they find no signs of Snazzy. Night was coming down unfortunately, so they decided to stay for night. The next day, they made their way, as Mito had completed the first phase of learning Rasengan. It was hard to mold her chakra and spin it, but she was trying her best. With that, they continued on with their journey, as they made their way They arrived at Tensugai. The place was filled with people. As nighttime came, Jiraiya went to go and do some research, gathering information. As Naruto decided to get the hotel rooms, 3 of them in fact. It's not like he's worrying about money. It was no night time, as Naruto was sitting on top of the roof. In his hand was a Rasengan. It didn't take him so long to learn. In fact, anything that he see recently, it just came to him so quickly. It was like his body was already used to performing high-level techniques that were beyond everything that this world has produced so far. For example, holding out his hand as Shido reformer on it. But he simply deactivated. As he looked up to the sky, he has been in a bad mood lately. Constant headaches, memories, images, things that he did not understand. Saying names. Ragnarok for certain. What the hell was that? Knowing what the Rinnegan was. Jiraiya was trying to get him to open up, but Naruto still didn't like him, even if he was faking for Mito's sake. After all, the man had left him for so long, not even saying a hi or hello. Releasing a breath, Naruto lay back. He couldn't sleep. One of those nasty headaches. Images of people that he did not remember. Seeing horns. Seeing a single eye like his. But that eye was different. It was red. And it had strange commas in them. Megatamas like Sasuke Sharingan. He shook his head as he tried to calm himself at the moment. It was then that he felt something. A rather large chakra signature. It was larger than the second one with it. But the second one was large as well. Naruto will have to put these people around S-rank ninjas. Given their chakra capacity, they must be strong. He could sense that Sasuke was still not asleep. Along with Mito as well, she was probably still working on Rasengan. He didn't know what Sasuke was doing. Probably brooding in his room. Meanwhile that was going on at the hidden rain. One man stood forward, looking out into the pouring rain, as it was always crying here, always falling. Recent reports had got him thinking about a lot of things. But he was not the only one, there was another as well. But to think one boy, a genin, was able to best the Raikage and the 8-tailed Jinchuriki on his own. That was someone that was needed for his organization. Someone that he could use. Well, it was too bad that the person was the brother of the Jinchuriki he's going after. As he released a sigh. It doesn't matter, soon everything will be in his grasp. And there is no one in this world, doesn't matter how strong they are, that can stop a god, he thought to himself. Meanwhile, at Konoha, Kakashi was in the hospital at the moment. As Guy was in the room as well along with Kurenai and Asuma. They weren't in bad condition, Kakashi was the only one, after spending 72 hours inside of Itachi Tsukiyomi. Yes, Itachi had invaded the village, along with his partner before they left. They were after Mito. Guy, everything is good here. You should go, said Asuma, and informed Jiraiya about what is to come. Guy nodded as this was serious, as he made his way as fast as possible. Meanwhile, Mito was currently in her room. As she was working on the second stage of the Rasengan, she heard a polite knock on her door. As she wondered if it was Sasuke or her brother. She made her way. She heard the knock again. "I'm coming," she said, as she slowly opened the door. The moment she saw those eyes, she was about to smack him, thinking that it was Sasuke trying to scare her with his Sharingan, but no. Her eyes widened as she realized who it was. She hadn't seen him in so long. She hadn't seen that face in such a long time. "Mito, I'm gonna need you to come with me." "Itachi?" The words barely left her mouth as she looked at him. "Why are you here?" she said. "After all you've done." Her voice started to raise. "Hey Itachi, she's gonna be causing too much commotion. Why don't you just let me take off her legs so we can drag her back?" Mito's eyes widened as she looked behind him slightly to see another member standing there. They were wearing strange black cloaks with red clothes on them. "What do you want from me?" she said. "You shouldn't even show your face near me after what you did. After all the hell you put your little brother through." As she started to get angry. "That is of no concern at the moment. Now, you need to come with me." As his eyes looked into hers. He cast simply Genjutsu. Wake up! A voice in your head. As the Genjutsu was shattered by the fox, sending it struck her through her pulse. Mito leaped back. Itachi looked at her surprised as she was able to break that. This is not anything to mess with. I can tell that these two, or more, stronger than anyone you fought before. You should wait for backup. We don't know what reason they want you for. Yeah, you're right, said Mito. Even back then Itachi was strong. I can't imagine how much stronger has he gotten. Sasuke, hearing Mito shouting outside, was finally making his way, wondering what was going on. As he slowly opened the door, Sasuke's eyes widened. As he wondered if he was dreaming, his hand reached down and slowly pinched himself. Itachi, he shouted! There you go again, raising your big mouth as soon as you see him. You know, you could have just said, Itachi, what's up? You remember the time you murdered my entire clan? I'm here to kill you, but there you have to go. Itachi, you shouted. Kisame narrowed his eyes slowly, as this boy was literally standing right next to him. But the confused thing was he didn't sense him. Not even Samehata. They just realized that he was there, and that should be impossible, because Samehata could sense out any chakra at all. You know what I mean, said Naruto. How do you deal with them, he says. He looked towards Kisame. I mean Uchihas, they're just so troublesome. Ah, Naruto-kun. It's good to see you, Itachi said. And how exactly can you see me, said Naruto. You know I'm behind you, right? Whoa, nice sword, said Naruto. You think I can have it? Huh, you're one cheeky bastard, aren't you? Standing in there, talking like everything is so casual. You know what? I like you, kid, said Kisame with a smirk. Too bad. I'm gonna have to kill you. Is that so? So Itachi, why are you here? They're here for me, Mito shouted out. You? Said Naruto. As Naruto stood there for a few seconds, confused, why would they be here for me? As Naruto glanced towards Itachi, Itachi, why are you here exactly? I'm afraid that doesn't concern you, Naruto. We're only here for one person, and that's my sister, said Naruto, so it does concern me. And you know how I get when things put my sister in harm. You of all people should know that. Enough! Sasuke shouted, as Naruto's sweat dropped. Itachi, I have fostered my hatred for you, and now you will die, he said. There he goes again. Well, I guess he's right. Hey, said Naruto, when I kill you, I'm gonna take your sword, okay? Kisame smirked as he swung his blade towards Naruto's head. As this was all going on, two pair of eyes were watching all of this. But guys, if you ain't subscribed right here, if you want the next part, it's to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off now, see you guys soon, peace.